Lost a patient today.
Her male patient's bodily fluids.
My ick, when you ask me how much the baby weighs,
I would actually add a little bit of chin filler, a little bit to the lips.
Healthcare girly.
HIPAA violation, girly.
This is not sanitary, but
Personally, I have a lot of respect for the people in healthcare who take their work seriously. Becoming a doctor or a nurse requires years of training, relentless dedication, and a genuine commitment to helping others. Unfortunately, though, some are far more invested in growing their TikTok following, for example, than caring for the person in front of them, performing dances while a patient lies suffering behind them, or filming nurse icks lists for views. It is exploitation, and it's exactly the kind of main character syndrome that we're going to be breaking down today. But before we start, subscribe if you're already sick of this. See what I did there? And it's about to get cold, so make sure to check out the merch below, get a Misfit hoodie. Now let's get started. Let's begin with a recent case in Santa Barbara where a group of healthcare workers were fired after a TikTok of them went viral. In the video, the staff members at a clinic were seen laughing, pointing at what looked like bodily fluids left behind in exam rooms. The captions on the video were, "Are patients allowed to leave you guys gifts? Guess the substance!"
In the since-deleted viral video, which blew up over Labor Day weekend, staff cheerily posed with wet marks left behind on the paper of the examination table. The slideshow's text sarcastically read, "Are patients allowed to leave you guys with gifts? Yes, and we love them so much. All shapes and sizes, all shades and opacities. Make sure to leave your healthcare workers sweet gifts like these." Locals raged over the blatant disregard of privacy and professionalism. Angie is now a former employee.
The post spread quickly online and people were shocked, rightfully so, because these nurses think it's all about them, right? That's the main character syndrome here. Not the patients, their comfort, which they should be prioritizing. No, it's actually about them and getting clicks.
Sutter Health added that the incident is under investigation and any workers associated with the cringy content have been placed on administrative leave.
I mean, this is beyond unprofessional. It's disgusting behavior because going to the doctor is already a vulnerable and often uncomfortable experience. Those OBGYN appointments, right? They can feel invasive or embarrassing for some women. So to know that the people you trust with your body could be mocking you for entertainment, it's disturbing. Who in their right mind thinks, yeah, after a day of having these patients trust us, you know what we should do? Let's mock them. Not just privately, but let's post it too. There was also this nurse who was arrested after posting a viral TikTok video of her dancing on a disabled male patient in a bathtub.
Krisha Koyan is her real name, 19 years old, charged on Tuesday with exploiting a disabled person. This is her dancing on top of what's believed to be her male patient sitting in a bathtub. As the music plays, she reaches in her scrubs, pulls out pills, and gives it to him before the video abruptly shuts off.
To see your clearly vulnerable patient and think this is a great idea and post it, it's horrific. For patients with disabilities as well, right? Dignity, respect, those are already battles that they face every day. And to have that stripped away by the very person entrusted with their care is beyond cruel. To have someone tasked with caring for them turn them into props for clout? Disgusting. It strips them of humanity and it makes their suffering into entertainment. It's bad enough when nurses mock patients behind the scenes or vent about icks, but this crosses into something even darker because it's not just unprofessional, it's abusive. Lost a patient today. Shake off. You have 5 more hours. Wow, my patient died. This is very difficult. I know what I should do though. I know what I have to do. And action! This is so sad. Do I look good from this angle? Well, or better yet, next time, why don't you ask the patient, "Hey, could you die again? I didn't quite get that. I wasn't ready. Go ahead." We have a nurse in the hospital hallway, Unstoppable by Sia playing in the background. It comes across like a performance, right? Because it's edited, it's set to a soundtrack. It's not this raw, grief-filled moment. Why film it? Again, exploiting a vulnerable moment like that strips away the dignity of everyone involved. Then, of course, there were the icks.
my ick is when you come in for your induction talking about, "Can I take a shower and eat?" My ick is when you ask me how much the baby weighs and it's still in your hands. Dad comes outside and asks for a paternity test right outside the room door.
Don't want any pain medicine, no epidural, but you are at an 8 out of 10 pain just to Servadil.
We've already told you to push the call light, but every 5 minutes, your
Excuse
family
me?
member coming at the front
Excuse me,
desk
can I have some water?
asking for something
Excuse me, can I have a blanket? It's the unlimited trips to the nurse's station for me.
So these nurses decided to film a TikTok listing their so-called icks about patients. In other words, they were openly mocking women in labor for their behavior, their questions, their pain, right from inside the workplace. What makes this especially disturbing is the context, because childbirth is one of the most vulnerable experiences a person can face. It's physically exhausting for women, often frightening, and can come with serious complications or even trauma. So to be laughed at or have this reduced to a joke is cruel. These women aren't characters in a skit for you, right? These are human beings. These are your patients going through possibly one of the hardest days of their lives. Hospitals are supposed to be safe spaces, right? Where you're cared for with dignity, not turned into material for a trending video. When healthcare workers cross that line, they aren't just being unprofessional. They are dehumanizing the very people they swore to help. Here's a woman talking about what she would fix on this actress's face. Great.
Let's talk about Natalia Dyer from Stranger Things. So, if I was Natalia's injector, this is what I would do. We start by treating those masseters, and we all know how much I love treating masseters to help slim the face. Next, I would actually add a little bit of chin filler just to help fill out her chin and make her whole face more of like a heart shape. Next, I would add a little bit to the lips. She does seem to have more thin skin, and we want to prevent that from getting thinner. All right, let's see what the final product would give us. Ta-da!
So, first of all, you made her look completely different. She pulled up her photo and started listing the procedures she would recommend if Dyer were her patient, right? Slimming her jaw with Botox, adding filler to her chin, lip injections. I mean, she went down her face feature by feature, telling her viewers what she thought was wrong with it. And she never once thought, hey, maybe I shouldn't post this actually. Really? This is so inappropriate on so many levels. First, she never asked for your advice. She didn't sign up for her face to be dissected and critiqued for clout. For a medical professional to publicly give unsolicited recommendations about a random actress's appearance is bizarre. It's rude, and again, unprofessional. And on a broader level, it sends an ugly message to women that even if you're like this actress here who is talented, successful, your natural features still aren't good enough unless a professional holding filler needle says so. It reinforces the idea that women's faces are projects to be fixed. It's marketing insecurity for profit.
A plastic surgeon in Ohio has lost her fight to regain her medical license after allegedly causing harm while live streaming her surgeries on TikTok.
We also have a plastic surgeon from Ohio known as Dr. Roxy. She built a following on TikTok by live streaming actual surgeries, talking to the camera and answering follower questions while patients were literally on the operating table. Her obsession with social media didn't just cross ethical lines, right? It directly harmed patients. Great job, Roxy!
Dr. Catherine Roxanne Growie, also known as Dr. Roxy, was known for posting videos of herself dancing in scrubs. She had been battling to have her medical license reinstated after it was suspended in November 2022, but now it's officially been revoked. The board noted a particular incident of a botched liposuction. The patient, who was live streamed by Dr. Roxy, needed emergency care after her intestine was found to be perforated after surgery. And she was previously warned in 2021 by the state medical board that it was wrong to live stream her videos. Dr. Roxy claims she's always asked permission to film after gaining thousands of followers on TikTok and impressing potential clients.
Dances? I'm actually very confused. How at no point you think, wait, maybe, no, this isn't a good look. No, but the money. No, but the likes. Was it worth it?
And she says the realization of her actions humbled her. She's willing to change her social media practices and will never live stream a surgery.
Too bad.
But a medical board member replied, "We've seen an extreme lack of professionalism." The decision to revoke her license indefinitely came after the Ohio boards described her videos as a marketing ploy and her as a danger of immediate and serious harm to the public.
The reason this is so appalling is actually pretty simple, because by paying more attention to the camera than the operating table, she put the patient's safety at risk in the most reckless way imaginable. This isn't multitasking, it's negligence, plain and simple. What makes it even worse is the way she weaponized trust, again, because she didn't build her following by looking careless. She presented herself as relatable, accessible, compassionate. Patients believed that image and put their lives in her hands, only to realize it was just a mask for self-promotion. It was manipulation. All for Roxy to get some likes and feel like the main character.
Oh my god, y'all just be on here doing the most. Just relax.
Now this nurse went viral after she decided to live stream herself on TikTok while organizing medications, opening up packets with her teeth, chatting with viewers, and filming the entire process.
Yeah.
Healthcare girly.
HIPAA violation, girly. The patient's full name while on camera, which is a blatant violation of privacy laws, right? People watching in real time were also telling her, you are breaking HIPAA rules. But she brushed it off and kept going.
Ain't no patient information shown, okay? So y'all just relax. Oh my God, why do y'all keep doing that? I'm not showing any patient information, so just relax.
Except you did.
Just relax. If y'all see some patient information, then just holla. But I'm not showing nothing. I'm just at work, so just chill. Damn. Y'all be taking the fun out of everything. God damn.
You're not at work to have fun. That's not what doctors and nurses are for. You could have fun while doing your job, nothing wrong with that, but that is not the priority. The priority is to actually do your job without breaking the law, by the way.
Y'all be doing the absolute most. Obviously, this is the first time y'all been on here because I go live. This ain't the first time that
Why are you trying to gaslight your followers?
we just doing the most. This is not sanitary. Thank you for the follow. Oh shoot. Actually, it wasn't the wrong medication. It's just the lidocaine patch. You're supposed to have it in the daytime, not at night. Oh my God. Y'all are just nerve-wracking. I'll be right back.
Also, this is not something you should multitask through because this requires complete focus, right? Because one wrong move can be deadly. You put the wrong medication, right? Live streaming in that moment is not quirky or fun. It's reckless. Also, showing patient information online like this is, again, not just unprofessional, it's illegal. Healthcare workers are trusted with people's most private details, and to casually broadcast that to strangers is a total betrayal of that trust. What made it worse was her attitude though, because instead of realizing the seriousness of what people were telling her, her mistake, she laughed it off. She told the viewers to chill. You didn't see anything. That shows a complete disconnect from the responsibility of her job. Thankfully though, she was fired. As most of the nurses we discussed today were. Years of training, long shifts, and the chance at a real career thrown away for what? TikTok views?
Nursing home. I'm at a nursing home. I'm gonna come talk to y'all for a second. Y'all are in these comments. Let me block this hoe. Y'all, it was doing way too much. I have to go get some vitals after passing all of these meds for 20 people.
Ugh, like I actually have to do my job. What? This is crazy. Ugh, guys. But like to live stream that? What? It's a disturbing reminder of just how deeply main character syndrome has infected healthcare. It's when chasing clout starts to outweigh patient safety. And if the very people we trust in life or death situations are more concerned with performing for the camera than caring for the patient, what does that say about where we're heading as a society? So if you ever catch yourself wondering if main character syndrome is actually harmless, remember these cases in healthcare. It's not just annoying, right? It can be dangerous. And as we've seen, the consequences aren't just clout, they're careers, reputations, and sometimes even lives. And that's all for today's video, guys. You let me know what you think in the comments below. Also remember to like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.